I wonder if everything's working. Working well? Working at all? I suppose we'll find out. Hamburg, what's up, man? It's good to see you. Oh, just like me telling myself, like, oh, I just need to take like a couple hours before the stream and get everything like running again. And the last little while has been me figuring out exactly how much of my shit, like, I don't even know where it is. For instance, I currently have no idea where any of my paint palettes are. Isn't that a fun thing? So I'm going to be using, I'm just going to do some dry brushing today. So I have this wonderful piece of foam core that will serve as a palette. It's all somewhere. I know it's all somewhere. Is there music? Can you hear my voice? Are the essentials working? The rest we can make up, goddammit. Foam core collectibles. Nobody tell. Nobody tell them. There are no magnets in foam core. No tunes? There should be some music. Hang on. Better? I'll get the balance worked out. You know what's another fun thing I don't know where it is? My wireless mouse. And again, I realized this like minutes before I go live. I literally, my right hand was like, let me reach for the mouse to... Oh. I got my Stream Deck, like, working, which is good. I put a lot of thought into my camera placement and my lighting, which is all, I think, pretty good. But there are a lot of essentials that I just have no fucking clue where they are. So we're just making it up today. And over the next week, I'm going to try to refine myself back into something that vaguely... Well, you want the voice to overpower the music, Shiny Mew. I'm sorry, are you here for the music? Would you prefer I just provide my Spotify playlist and you and Spotify can just... You guys can hang out. I feel like my head's giant too. Like even my fucking my overlay is all jacked. I don't give a shit. I decided I'd rather go live today so that I'm in front of the fucking camera and I can remember what this feels like, so I can build a little fucking momentum back up, man. Momentum is a hell of a thing. It is amazing. Amazing how once you lose it, it can be so hard to build it back up. But here we are, we're getting started. Where are my gloves? Yeah, I don't know where, like, so many tools of mine are, but this has made it clear, at least some of them, I'm like, oh yeah, that's right, I need that. It's okay, we can make the rest up. Fuck it, we'll do it live. Knife Edge Hand, how you doing, Nerdy Butcher? Knife Edge Hand, plow the sand, beer can grip, rip the tip. It's not a saying. The Square, good to see you. Mew, good to see you again too, my man. Hamburg, always a pleasure. Sorry if I missed anybody. We're doing Thunderhead Raw today as we build our momentum back up into something resembling a semi-professional stream. You don't come here for professionalism. Who the fuck are you kidding? Hey, Mikey Vengeance, how you doing? Yeah, so I have a ton, an absolute ton. Some of you may be aware. I should have a Titan. I should have a Adeptus Titanicus model so that I can show for relative scale. I have this one with a little custom chaos. I'm gonna have to get used to the camera placement here too, because it's like slightly to the left. Slightly to the left. Back and to the left. Back and to the left. back, and to the left. Come on, somebody knows what the fuck I'm talking about. I got my little warhound here with a custom chaos carapace that I designed and printed for it that I'm going to use for scale purposes. Wait. I have another warhound. I have a Lucius warhound. We have many warhounds for scale. Thank you, Zeus. I knew somebody would know. I knew somebody would know. Oh my god. Oh my god, I can kind of see what's going on. I believe that was Gray Mail resubscribe. So... Alright, I'm dual streaming to YouTube and Twitch right now. This is like the second time I've ever even tried doing that. So like, my notifications are in this weird spot right now because when I run that through OBS, I don't know how to get the panel to pop up. Long story short, everything's fucked. But, Graymail, thank you so much for the resubscription. I came here to chew bubble gum, and I missed the other part. God, I can't see. And I don't have a mouse! Everything is wrong. Okay, there it is. The chew bubblegum and click resub buttons. And I'm all out of bubblegum. Now, a plebeian. A Philistine, if you will, may say something to the effect of, "That's my favorite Duke Nukem quote." But Grey Mail, I think you and I both know better. I think you and I both know that that belongs to the venerable Rowdy Roddy Piper, R.I.P. The sticker down where the thing's looking. Mew, you're just full of ideas. Where were you when I was coming up with this plan? Anyway, yeah, we're doing some epic terrain. I'm going to do some dry brushing on that tonight because it's simple and fucking brainless. I have a bunch of it printed. Some of you may be familiar with the Mundus Imperialis terrain line. This is a line of terrain that I designed for, there are lots of people who haven't seen They Live, Mikey. I know, it's fucking troubling, but it's true. Also, people, if you do me a favor over the course of this stream, I'm not totally sure about my mic placement right now, so I'm going to be moving my head around and talking and facing away from it and saying things, and just let me know if it's like, if you like really can't hear me when I'm talking away from the microphone, or if it's just a little bit muffled. I'm just trying to find the optimal placement. So I'm going to do this for the entire stream. I'm just going to be doing like this, and then we can sort of like triangulate and optimize the perfect... Oh, fuck. I regret that joke. That didn't feel good. Didn't feel good at all. Excuse me. Right, Graymail? That is the best fucking scene. I love when he comes at him with the fucking 2x4 and like smashes in the back of the car. And Keith David's like, "You motherfucker!" He's like, "Oh shit, man, I didn't mean to." Alright. So, I designed last year a set of terrain for Gale Force 9 called Mundus Imperialis. It is epic scaled, 6 to like 12 millimeter scale terrain. It is obviously designed with a sort of gothic aesthetic in mind. Perhaps a certain game system you might be familiar with. Owned by a friend of mine named James. Dulcibel. Dulcie, you beautiful bitch. Welcome in. How you doing today, man? It's wonderful to see you. This guy finally got me to watch Dune Part 2. I have my critiques. I don't really. I have no critiques for Dune Part 2. It was good. What was I saying? Anyway, yeah. Let me just fucking stay on topic. People got to be coming in here and being like friends of mine and shit that I want to say hi to, just like fucking my flow up. Ugh. Sorry. Anyway. Don't you came in here like the fucking Kool-Aid man. You made this huge fucking ruckus and now you're gonna leave. You sit your ass down. Sit. And subscribe. Speaking of which, also to Square, dude, thank you so much for the resub. Roland, thank you so much for the resub. You guys, you know how to make somebody feel welcome. I'm trying to make the point that I put a lot of effort into, because I feel like when people design terrain that is for the intended to perhaps be compatible with the 40k setting, please don't spank me, Daddy James, it all kind of looks like the same shit. And that's why I kind of don't do it, because, like, anybody can just do peaked arches and lots of skulls, and they describe it as Gothic, but what they really mean is Baroque, which bugs the shit out of me, and I think I'm the only person that bugs the shit out of, because nobody knows what the fuck Baroque means. Dulcie, thank you so much for the resub, dude. I appreciate it. I appreciate it, brother. So I did some kind of, I think, interesting stuff with this. Real brickwork heavy design. I eschewed the use of any kind of skulls or anything. I designed it so that it wasn't as derivative, and that it could fit with a lot of different settings. Also, I saw you, True Embaria. Welcome in. Good to see you. If it ain't Baroque, don't fix it. Thanks, Dad. I didn't realize you were going to be in chat. Good lord. 5,000 bits. You know what? For the 5,000 bits, alright, fine. You are forgiven. Dude, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the biddies, man. It means the world. I'm gonna go buy myself a fucking euro with that. You rule. Anyway, so this terrain line has been released. You can buy this terrain in stores from Gale Force 9 under the Battlefield in a Box Gothic Sector Mundus Imperialis line. Pre-painted and ready to go. I should have some of that here to show. I didn't think of that because I'm stupid, so it's not here. But the cool thing about this, in my opinion, is that every building in the set I designed so that there is a whole version, there is a damaged version, which, as you can see in this case, we have like a whole corner of it has fallen out and there's debris and rubble all crumbling down here, and like this chunk has been taken out, and like, you know, it's like it's been hit a few times. And then there is the completely destroyed and collapsed version of the same structure, and every building comes like this. Here we have another basic building in its complete form. Everything is designed with model bases in mind, so there's places to actually put your squads for occupying buildings, not a whole lot of just tall spires, which I feel like aren't really good for gameplay. Again, we have damaged, and then we have completely destroyed. And these are the small structures. We have bigger structures as well. My personal favorite, I just called it the Municipal Depot. I think the Gale Force 9 called it the Manufactorum. It's kind of gigantic, and I kind of love this thing. And it's all like business in the front, all industrial, and party in the back, all like pseudo-religious. Which, again, I just kind of went for. I didn't want to do something that was overtly derivative, so I just kind of engaged my love of rosettes, which I'm going to have some fun painting this like stained glass. It may have had some inspiration from the War Factory, Project Shadowcat. Again, lots of good spaces to put your models. There's even space on top so that you can put things. The roof is shallow enough so that things can stand on it. I don't have the destroyed version of this with me, but we're going to be painting that in the future. There's a version of this that is completely busted in, and you can actually see all the way through it. There's the giant civil defense bastion. We got walls coming. There's big crap like this. Like there's so much stuff in this set. And the point I'm getting at here is that these are now going to be available in digital form as well for those of you who don't want to pick up the pre-painted stuff. How much income do I gain by building one war factory? Approximately 3 units of Tiberium per tick. Fuck you, I'm mixing universes. Suck it. But yeah, like these are all available on the site now, thunderhead-studio.com. The Mecha May sale is on right now. I guess I should mention Mecha May is going on right now, a big painting competition that I think most of you probably know about, and I didn't pull up the specifics of in front of me, so I can't actually push very well right now because I'm bad at my job. But the point being that I started to say at the beginning of all this, these are now available in 3D printed form. Or in 3D printable form, rather. So that you can pick up these files, print as many of them as you want at home. I think these are perfect for Battletech. Myself, when I was designing them, I kept thinking to myself, like, this looks like a Steiner city. Like, this is absolutely something that... Roland, back me up here. You're a Battletech guy, you know. Everybody here's a Battletech guy. Come on. That's what we do. That's what we do. Here, for scale purposes, I got my Warhound. Which most of these buildings are large enough to block line of sight to even a Reaver. And once you get up to the larger buildings, they can block line of sight to a Warlord. A Warlord battle mech from the Canopian Confederacy. Fuck. It's my Pro Acryl Golden Brown. There it is. I'm gonna dry brush some shit. For Battletech Gothic, precisely. Now, it's worth noting to Square, I have started also working on, because these are obviously not hex-based, I will say that, hang on, I'm using my paint mixer here. Furion 5. Good to see you back as well, Furion. Thank you so much for the resub, brother. That was exciting. I was getting a little excited when I used that thing. Highly touted as a must-see by Awkwardish Panda. Well, no pressure then. No pressure whatsoever. Good to see you. Welcome in. You know what, Automat Americana? I'll tell you what I like about Battletech Gothic, and it has nothing to do with the Gothic. Nothing at all. I feel like there's a hidden gem in Battletech Gothic, you guys. They buried the fucking lead. And it, like, I keep thinking about this. I've had this discussion with a few people. I think I'm right, as I generally am, about literally everything. They advertise it with the whole, oh, it's Gothic, kind of like that other game you like. Don't people like Gothic stuff? Look at all the Gothic mechs. And you know what they should fucking lead with? There are giant freak mutants with guns built into them. In this universe, they bioengineered fucking mecha kaiju and shit, and that's what they use the mechs for, is to fight off the freakish mutant mecha kaiju. And I'm like, this is a premise. This is a fucking... No, it's not. It's not Battletech. But if you're just going, it's an alternate universe, like, I mean, it doesn't really affect primary Battletech. And I think that concept is interesting enough to hook me into something. Because if there's one thing... And I admit this has a lot to do with my personal interests. It really does. Panda, wonderful to see you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for recommending people stop in. If there's one thing I like more than mecha, you guys, it's when mecha punch giant monsters in their goddamn faces. What can I say? I'm a Pacific Rim boy. Alright, getting some of my Pro Acryl Golden Brown down here so we can actually get started. Oh, I need a paper towel. I'm so wildly unprepared for everything. Wildly. Wildly unprepared. Well, heavy dry brushing to get us started. Now, this is something that... And again, I did all these designs, so you'll pardon me if I'm kind of proud of them, but the texture on these is the most detailed and involved texture that I've done so far, and I feel like it makes these buildings so easy to just dry brush and move on from. You're not going to have to spend a lot of time on these if you want to either print and paint your own, or just paint the ones that are, like, repaint the ones that are already painted from Gale Force 9. The texture is just going to pick everything right up. Which, this is something I'm kind of leaning into with my work lately, is this, like, idiot-proof, let the texture do the work style painting. Because I personally, I don't have the fucking, the interest to do much more than this on terrain lately. How dare you be proud of your work. Parallaxel! Good to see you, man. Welcome in. Nanotanks! Thank you so much. Someone prefers a little batshit insanity in an otherwise grounded setting, and, sure. It's fine. I get that. I understand that. I think there's a lot of people in Battletech who, like, we'll see how it's ultimately received. I will say, though, that I will be releasing, just because I'm making it for myself, I will be releasing at least one set of Hextech Gothic structures. I will have some more news on that in the future as those designs are done, but if you want to use Hex Tech, if you want to continue playing on Hexes for your Battletech Gothic gameplay, I will have you covered. I'm going to keep drifting off to the right until I start to get, like, used to the new positioning and shit, so please do bear with me. You guys, my half-ass Slapshot stream might not be perfect. Please don't crucify me. I want the kaiju. That's what I'm saying, Zeus. The fact that they led with the pretty boring Gothic mechs. Like, who gives a shit? Who gives one single solitary shit about the Gothic mech designs? I certainly fucking don't. Like, show me the monsters. Give me a box of monsters. I could play in the setting with the mechs I already have. And the fucking monsters. Amish Stig, good to see you. Crossbow Roof, welcome in. Ooh, heartfelt. Man, that is much more, what's the word I'm looking for? Kind-hearted than any thoughts that I had as far as their motives in creating the setting. I guess I just don't think it's quite that, I'm just a bit more cynical, I suppose. Oh my goodness. You guys giving me a hype train on my first day back. Y'all are out of your minds. Out of your minds. Hey, a fool and his money, am I right? And he was canceled the next day. Yeah, and Comstar is pretty much the same thing, right? It's the same goddamn thing. I'm no shill. That almost got me in some fucking trouble recently. I do want more esoteric architecture and Battletech tables in general, as opposed to everything being industrial brutalism. I appreciate that. And again, that was my thinking when designing this set that I'm painting, is like, yeah, it's stylized, but it, like, in a futuristic setting. Like, here's the thing that I think, I don't want to say, I want to write people off like they're dumb. I mean, they are, but I don't want to say that because I need their money. I'm just saying, look at architecture across the planet Earth right now. Just today. Now, expand your estimation of architecture on the planet Earth to architecture cross-culturally in the last 500 years. 1,000 years. And you're telling me that we're going to go to space, and we're going to populate hundreds of planets with billions to trillions of human beings. And all of our buildings are just going to look like slightly more futuristic versions of the shit that we have right now in basically one or two countries? Does that make any fucking sense? That's something that bothers me, broadly speaking, about, like, just 40K. And the fact that everybody does their 40K terrain to look like the same shit. Like, really, humanity has expanded to thousands of worlds, trillions of individuals. And I understand that part of the argument is that a lot of it is standardized through STC, yada, 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 but that's not... That's just an excuse. That's all that is. That's an excuse for you to use the same designs in a lot of places. But your imagination is so limited that nobody's going to build anything that looks different. That doesn't make any fucking sense. That doesn't even happen right now on one planet with just 8 billion people. Can't tell you're not in LA. Yeah, I mean, to a point, this is true. I think that has a lot to do with, like, global supply chains and the fact that billionaires are a global phenomenon. But I don't think that that would remain true if you split humanity between even 2 planets. No fucking way we're just gonna build the same thing over and over. And you know what, frankly, even if we were going to do that, are you saying that that's a good excuse to limit your imagination in your made-up fictional setting? That should be your excuse to do wacky, crazy shit. And it bugs me that in 40K we just go, nah, every city pretty much looks the same. Like, this is your license to do crazy shit, and you're just saying, I'd rather not. Like, what the... Huh? Oh, necromongers. Oh, necromonger architecture. That was me actually imitating part of necromonger architecture, because a lot of it is statues that are like... Or like... I like the necromonger statue where it's like, he's got like a spear in his neck, and he's holding it with one hand and screaming, and then his hand is on his chest, and his fingers are dug into his flesh, and he's like pulling his pectoral muscle off. Fuck, I love that architecture. It's so cool. I really have a thing for those designs that David Twohy came up with for that movie. That was a case where, like, he wanted to make a movie about Riddick because for some reason he decided that Riddick was the coolest guy in the fucking universe. And in the process, he accidentally created characters that are vastly more interesting. That movie really should have just been about the necromongers. Kinda was, but nowhere near enough. It's the Underverse, David. What is it? You got Linus Roach in there being all fucking mercurial, and you're telling me I'm supposed to pay attention to Vin Diesel? What the fuck is wrong with you? This isn't about family. I have tried to play Warframe probably 4 or 5 times, Automat. I don't know what the plot of Warframe is. I can't seem to figure it out. Maybe I'm stupid. Clearly, suspension of disbelief falls apart without a hyper-realistic architectural homogeny in a game about comically impractical walking tanks. And I couldn't have put it better myself, Stig. Couldn't have put it better myself. Slapdash is the name of the game, folks. So that's what we're doing. Went overall with the stone colors, and I'll come back in and do some metal details and stuff like that to pick out all the little details on the structure. In all fairness, Warframe often forgets its own plot. Thank you, at least it's not just me. My nephew tried to explain the game to me at one point, and I went a little cross-eyed. Of course, he then tried to explain to me the plot of My Hero Academia, which probably would make more sense if I'd ever watched any of it. Well, I have a more cynical take than that, Stig, that has more to do with the fact that a long time ago, in a galaxy not so far away, the fine people at Games Workshop used to actually encourage us to do creative things and design different buildings. I have proof of this. I have my 5th edition codex, like, right over there, next to my 4th edition codex, both of which have sections in the back encouraging you to build your own structures. You know what the difference is between that and the 6th edition codex? In the 6th edition codex, that section has been replaced with trying to sell you the terrain kit that they had created. And now that's all those sections are little snippets of special rules that you can only use if you buy their special plastic kit. And a series of excuses as to why everyone should use only their plastic kits. And if you don't use their plastic kits, you can go fuck yourself and we'll sue you. Oh, what a fan I am of Games Workshop. Those wonderful, wonderful people. I mean, I say that sarcastically. A lot of them are wonderful people. They're just, you know... Money is the root of all evil, folks. Money is so evil. So dark, so twisted, so corruptive. And I am such a selfless person that if you want to free yourself of its corrupting influence, you should do like DFW Dwegham just did and subscribe to the channel for 29 months, no less. Thank you so much for the resub. Thank you so much for the resub. Thank you for taking your money and getting rid of it by giving it to me. Putting it in a sensible, responsible place. I will take that curse. I will accept that curse on your behalf. I will be corrupted by it so you can be pure. Sub or ban, easy. Yeah, Dulcie's got it, man. That's how it works, right? If you talk in my chat and you're not subscribing, fucking banned. Fucking banned. Mods, get on it. Dulcie making sure that Alaric Kerensky doesn't get banned the next time he chats. You see, that's the kind of selfless altruism that I like to see. Mods, execute this man. Alaric, good to see you, man. Dude, the last few months have been rough. I mean, you know, the U.S. economy is in a constant state of confused free fall and then semi-recovery, and there's so many things wrong right now. Fucking Dulcibel's gift and subscriptions, which I'm pretty sure is one of the seals of the apocalypse, come undone. The Last of Us Season 2 isn't very good. Fucking HBO Max is changing its name back to HBO Max. The forces of darkness are marching unopposed across the face of the earth. I mean, shit's just crazy. And all these things are obviously equivalent. I would never support someone like Thunderhits 2. No, I assume, Dulcie, that when you are gifting a sub, this is less a form of supporting me and more a form of your own self-flagellation. That you may grow closer with the universe by eschewing worldly possessions. You know, if I can help with that, like, obviously I will. Rio, drawing. I did see that work you did, Rio. I was just looking at that today. I need to catch up with you on that, and thank you so much, by the way. You fantastic person, you. Up all this broken brickwork. This is some of my favorite stuff. I really enjoyed making these destroyed, like completely flattened versions of these buildings. I think they look cool as shit. This is maybe the least interesting of them, this one here. But I still just had so much fun, like, kind of imagining how they would have collapsed, so I've still got the top of the roof that's, like, slumped into the rubble pile, you know? I had fun doing the brickwork. I had fun creating my own ZBrush, like, brushes and IMM brushes and everything to make this happen. I learned so much about the craft doing this. Ooh, my name's Shaq21 and I tell jokes. Easing back in, Automat. Easing back in. Building up the momentum again. I'm at the desk and the stream is running. Baby steps. Yeah, I wanted to go with, I created a brick pattern that wasn't just... What's the word for it? There's a word for that alternating standard brick patterning. I'm sure somebody knows it. I can't remember what it is, but if you look, it's... How many rows is it? 1, 2, 3... I think it's every 5th or 6th row. It's actually a row of much, much smaller bricks. It just creates a little bit more visual interest. And it's something that gets replicated in some of the larger brick patterns for some unreleased pieces that you're going to see. There's a whole city rampart and facility wall set that has not been shown yet, that is currently being worked through with Gale Force 9 for production, and shortly after that goes on sale through them, it'll become available digitally. In fact, all of the files for the entire set are going to be made available digitally. Some of them... And nobody tell Gale Force 9 this part. Because, like, running Bond, thank you. You know what? Somehow I knew you'd be the one who knew. So, there are the roads that we've released for Mundus Imperialis, which I think these roads are cool as shit. You can't see a lot of the detail on here because it's just flat resin, but we're going to do some painting on this and you'll see all the detail I put into it. The, I think, really, really good asphalt texture that I developed. I got sidewalks and manholes and gutters, and I put way too much thought into these pieces. The ones that are for sale pre-painted have this sort of offset connection so that you can soft lock them together. But something that they were unable to produce, you didn't have to say that. I would have just assumed you were super smart. You fucking just ruined it. The ones that you buy pre-painted don't have these little squares that you see here, nor do they have these little voids that you see here. They were unable to produce these using their factory production patterns, or factory production methods. So, if you buy the STLs, you get these ones. And these ones twist lock together like so. Like, these are super fucking solid. These will stay together on the tabletop. They will not jostle apart. And they just twist lock together real easy like that. Like nothing. I think these are cool as shit. As someone who has a weird obsession with like roads and road building systems, I'm going to go ahead and say that in this case, though you do have to paint them yourself, the STL versions are better. I will be releasing as part of this set, which should be launching this weekend in digital form. I'm just making sure that all the files are up to snuff for home printing. There will be a road section that has this style connection on one end and the flat connection on the other, so that if you do have the pre-painted ones, you can go ahead and join these up to it and use them together. But this is the advantage of home printing. That, you know, printing literally as many as you want, which is pretty nice. And then we got, like, there's a whole facility wall building system with interlocks. There's a whole city wall system. I have designed a shitload of files for this set, and I'm excited to bring them to you. There's also going to be some stuff releasing in STL form that will not ever be available from Gale Force 9. Some other pieces that I've designed that just didn't make any sense for manufacturing. One of which is actually a top cap piece that goes onto the defensive bastion that turns it into a gigantic orbital turret. And I'll be showing that off in the coming weeks. I personally think that one's pretty fucking cool. So a whole series of cargo trucks and vehicles that I designed, which will not be produced by Gale Force 9, but will be released to go along with the set that they produce. So, you know, it's a physical set with some supplementary STLs. Yeah, and that's, you know, that is the reality of international distribution. Which is funny, because Gale Force 9 is actually based in New Zealand, but their manufacturing is in Kuala Lumpur, so, like, it has to get re-imported. This set of basic structures, complete, damaged, and destroyed, are up on the site now, nanotanks, but there will be more releases coming in the following weeks. Wait, what? What? You broke the server? What servers did you break this time, Alaric? Did you, like, get into a game and you just, like, dominated everyone so badly that the devs were like, fuck this guy. We're just gonna delete the game. Chromehounds, Jesus Christ, Chromehounds? That's a name I've not heard in a long time. It's all before you were born. Oh, really? I haven't thought about Chromehounds since, like, 2007? Is that right? That can't be right. That was a lifetime ago. Chromehounds, I have some very specific and very nostalgic memories of playing Chromehounds with some friends who are no longer with us. We were in training together. And oh boy, were we ever into Chromehounds. Some jokes that I will not recount here because my sense of humor at the time was, shall we say, raw. Not with the times. I was listening to a lot of Dane Cook, okay? Give me a break. But I'll still chuckle about them internally because, you know, you kind of had to be there. If only you knew me when I was 19, Alaric. You were gonna do that anyway, Shelley. What are we gonna sit here and fucking pretend? I'm gonna sit here and fucking pretend like you weren't gonna judge me anyway? It's just ridiculous. Let's not say stupid things. You know, they say... I always chuckle anytime I hear somebody say, Panda, they're like, oh god, I think about what I did then and I cringe. And I just keep thinking to myself, like, that's good. That's good. If you think about something that you did fucking 20 years ago, and it doesn't make you cringe a little bit, like a little bit, that probably means that you haven't grown. And if you haven't grown in 20 years, you've got a problem. Stagnation is death. I am cringe, but I am free. That's right, Stig. You should feel old. Everybody point and laugh at Amish Stig. Ha 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 ha! You're subject to linear time! Look at this guy. Look at this guy aging at exactly the same temporal rate as the rest of us. What a fucking maroon. And in case I'm being unclear, that is... I'm being somewhat facetious. Over here like, oh no, I got streaks! I got streaks in my dry brushing! I'm fucking painting a destroyed building. Like, I don't give a fuck. Oh, are there streaks? Are there streaks in the rubble? Whatever will we do? I'm gonna paint, like, a bunch of these fucking things. Did he? You redeemed a forced compliment for Disney? I gotcha. Andor seasons 1 and 2 are both pretty good. Bing, bang, boom. Disney complimented. Suck it, Roland. Think I can't fucking compliment Disney? Who the fuck do you think I am? I don't want to compliment Disney, but I mean, I can. I mean, I feel, you know, dirty. I feel like I've contributed in some way to the downfall of the human race in doing so, but I can. You know, sure, they're, you know, like pure evil, but, you know, that's beside the point. Fucking Disney. Fucking Andor, making me actually enjoy watching it. What the fuck is that shit? Nonsense. I am sickened by myself. Though, Andor Season 1 was admittedly, I think, better than Season 2. Over 2 years late for a Beyond the Gates of Antares match. You know what? I still have all my models. I have not gotten rid of a single model for Beyond the Gates of Antares. You know what? I'm gonna fucking... I'll go a little nuts. I'll go a little nuts, Alaric, and I'll say that we shouldn't let that go. We should play it, because it's still a fucking good game, and I still quite like my Gar army. It's mostly painted, and I'd only have to paint up a few units to get the whole thing that I would like to field up to snuff. In my defense, last year was a little rough. And then this year's a little rough, but, you know. I think that's just the world now. Packed up all my Algoran since I'm prepping to move. Where are you moving to, Alaric? A local move or long distance? Local, that's good. My most recent move was local, and oh my god, it's so much fucking easier. So much fucking easier. I mean, you know, it was local, and I still haven't found most of my painting supplies that are in random boxes that I'm sure at the time I thought, this is super clever, and I'll totally remember this. And, you know, now I don't know where any of my porcelain palettes are, so it'll be a process. At least I got my printers running again, that's something. Brush, 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 brush. Brush and brush and brush. You know what? I did a pretty good job with that for the first, like, 70% of my packing. Everything was, like, nicely wrapped and padded and labeled specifically what was in there. And the closer I got to the move, the worse it got. And, like, I am paying for it now. Fucking paying for it. A lot of stuff was easy to unpack, and then it's down to the last few boxes, and I'm just like, I have no idea what the fuck is where. I feel quite threatened, actually, by that. From anyone else, I might not. Wait, what am I ignoring? Oh, okay. I'm not getting notifications for those. They pop up quietly on the right-hand side because my OBS is not up to snuff yet. So I apologize, anyone who's redeeming things. I'm not getting a notification for that right now. Or rather, I am, but it's a silent notification that I don't notice because I'm looking at this end of the screen. Sorry about that. Compliment myself. Yeah. I have a very vivid imagination. I'm good enough. I'm smart enough. And gosh darn it, people like me. Does that count? It's only a little sarcastic. And God bless all the Malaysian hands in Kuala Lumpur that are taking these structures and dry brushing them every single fucking day to make the shelf stock. Because honestly, I feel like I would go fucking insane. God forbid I be forced to do something that I ostensibly enjoy. That would be the worst. Oh, my wrists have taken more of a beating than this, Shadow Cat. Because it's a masturbation joke. That's the joke. Fucking sit there and judge me. Alright, let's spend... I don't want to waste the rest of this yellow that I put out, so I'm just going to move on to the big depot here. Oh, it's been going through. I'm going to have to clean that off later. That's fine. That's why there's a protective mat down. What's funny is this thing has the old textures on it. The new versions of the file actually have better brick textures on the side towers. Hey, Hypnotic Mom, welcome in. Good to see ya. Yeah, it's been a grip. Well, you know, something I keep reminding myself, just in life in general, it's not the fact that we fall down that matters, guys. It really fucking isn't. Everybody does. Faltering is to be expected. The important part is that eventually, you get back up. As long as you pull that part off, the rest of it don't matter so much. I should really paint these things separately, but I'm not going to right now. Because, like, in fact, here, yeah. These buttresses come right off, and then you can glue them in place permanently if you want to, but I should really remove them for painting, because that's all that makes any sense. Hey, this Mechanic Games, welcome in. Good to see you again, man. How you doing? I will let y'all know when there's going to be a storm report again. There will be one. I want to get caught up on what everybody's been working on. You fucking better have been working on stuff. I swear to God, if y'all just stop painting the second I left, there's going to be hell to pay. really is so much easier. I don't know why I didn't just do that to begin with. Fantastic, Panda. Joke's on you, I never started. Fairness, a lot of jokes are on me. It's not really that much of an accomplishment, really. Joke's on you, I'm easy to bamboozle. Does anybody have a good paint recipe for doing that? What I'm kind of thinking is for a lot of these like broad surfaces up here, I'm going to do more traditional metallic surfaces for the lower areas and probably cooler colors. You know that like patina copper look that a lot of rooftops have? And like, I don't know, I think of like Austria, like old cities in Germany and whatnot that have those like copper plated roofs that are just completely patinaed into like a green color. Does anybody have a good recipe for doing that? It doesn't seem like it'd be too terribly complicated, but if somebody's done it, you know, I'd love to know what you did, how it worked out for you. Because I'm thinking all these surfaces are probably going to be like that. Can I pay in installments? You can pay in hell installments, which are made of fire and pitchforks and suffering. Because it's hell. I don't want a cover of Thriller. I'm sorry, Lukash. Get the fuck out of here. Dirty down verdigris, otherwise use a thin down turquoise. Like, turquoise is the obvious super easy option. I'm just wondering if there's, like, a good way to do something a little more subtle than that. I need to look at actual images of those patinas. Green oxide, turquoise, faded green, white blue from Pro Acryl. Yeah, that makes sense. Could you make... I think maybe you could make it pop more by going with a warm tone base, like a rust, or like a red color, and then dry brushing it up through turquoise so the very deepest recesses just have a bit of a ruddy, coppery tone, maybe. But I don't know if that's realistic, and I don't know if realism matters. I don't know anything. I don't know what I'm doing. Sponged a couple different shades of green on to get some texture. See, yeah, texture I think is important because it's kind of uneven, you know? AP's green washes to marry it, muddy the unpatinaed bits. Came out a lot nicer than the OSL, that's for sure. That sounds like I could work with that. The idea here is to do a second round of dry brushing on all these pieces with like a khaki to get sort of a sandstone look. Yeah, just something complementary to help it pop is what I'm thinking, Panda. It's like one of the easiest strategies in painting to help colors pop is to just like, okay, what's on the opposite end of the color wheel? Boom, that's my shadow. You know, it's a wheel, so it doesn't have ends. Opposite side of the color wheel. What is a circle? Ion Raptor, one of my favorites. One of my favorites. Still the designer of some of my favorite old school MechWarrior 4 style meshes. How you doing, Ion? How's life? How's tricks? How's mechs? Dark bronze Pro Acryl would be really nice. See, okay, maybe that is the ticket. Is like do like a bronze or a copper metallic base and then do the turquoise over it. I'll try it on a couple of small pieces. I can try it on, like, these little roof peaks, because I have plenty of these, and they're fucking easy. Oh, I love that brickwork. It just does all the work for me. Look at that. Boop, 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 boop. A lot of this stuff down here is just going to be regular, like, steel, but I think up here should be that more copper patina look. So some of the structures in the regular set, like these roof caps up here, I think would be the same. My god. We don't learn lessons around here, Panda. We don't learn lessons and we don't take hints. Thank you. A little more yellow. A little more yellow, please. I think you're yellow. Damn, Pro Acryl Drybrush is so fucking nice. There just are not many acrylic paints that go down quite as well. It's the heavy pigmentation that does it. So many nooks and crannies on this fucking thing. Behold, a piece I was really proud of and ruined trying to do OSL. Stig, would you do me a favor and post that on the Discord? Because I literally don't have my wireless mouse. There's so many tools I need that I just don't have right now, so I just look at the screen and I have no ability to interact with it. Like to see that. Wait, who here? Somebody earlier was saying something nice about Gundam G-Quux. Who was it? Somebody said they were watching it and they liked it. I want to know who that was. Okay, Riot Sister, mute to Square for at least an hour, please. You don't actually have to, like, it's fine if you don't want to. I have a fucking bone to pick with G-Quux, bro. A big, turgid bone to pick with G-Quux. No, I don't want to say that. That makes it sound like I like it. A flaccid bone to pick with Gundam G-Quux. A floppy, disappointing bone. The kind of bone that makes you say, I swear to God, this has never happened before. Thank you, Stig. I appreciate that. I really got to turn off clips. It's never once worked out in my favor. Oh, the picture. Oh, thank God. Wonderful. Dude, G-Quux bothers me so much. And, you know, it wouldn't. It would not bother me to Square, but for one thing. And I think you know the thing. I think if you think about it, you'll know the thing that pisses me off. And it's the second episode. It's the entire second episode. Because the second episode of Gundam G-Quux is amazing. It's so fucking good. It's so nostalgic. It's so clever. It's so fucking fun. Shadowcat, get you some sleep. I'll see you on again soon, brother. It is this magical, wonderful, lovingly made homage to the Gundam from fucking 1979. The obviously the story, because it's literally an alternate history of like, what if things went slightly different in the first episode of Gundam? But like, they did everything so well. The sound design, the camera work, the pre and post commercial splash screens, like all of it is so nostalgic. All the like the old style Gundam sound effects, they fucked up the Zaku too, but still okay with it because so much of it was so, like, the spirit of it was so good. I loved it. And then I got to episode 3. And the plot... Now, I don't want to sound hypocritical here, because admittedly the plot of Gundam, even the one from 1979, was like, this teenager has a magic space bot. But it was also, like, more than that. And it wasn't quite so, teeny boppery? Is that still a word? I think using that phrase dates me. I think using that phrase dates me horribly. And now I haven't gotten very far into it because I couldn't really take much more than that, but the plot of Gundam G-Quux is just not at all what I'm personally interested in the plot of a Gundam series. It's so fucking cutesy. It's so goofy and over the top, and it's just, you know what it is? It's like any other... And I hate to say, like, oh, an anime aimed at kids, because, I mean, Gundam was aimed at kids. I was a kid when I fell in love with Gundam, but the plot was, like, serious and dark. And not quite so... Well, it wasn't about, like, gladiatorial sport fights being broadcast to space TikTok. And that's just not what and you know, I wouldn't even care, because a lot of Gundam series are fucking stupid. If it hadn't been kind of, I don't know if it was marketed this way, but what I got from the marketing was that we're returning to the Universal Century, and I was like, sweet! But it's like, has fuck all, first of all, it's an alternate Universal Century, which isn't fundamentally wrong, but it doesn't feel like any of the Universal Century writing, which is all pretty sober for the most part. I haven't watched that one to square. I may just watch the flashback episodes because they are so lovingly made, and I will give them that the show is well made. I kind of resent the use of so much 3D animation in Gundam, but that isn't really a problem I have with G-Quux so much as a problem I have with the like anime production in general. That is pervasive in basically every anime that exists. That even happened to Attack on Titan when they switched away from fucking Studio Wit. Suddenly all the Titans were weird 3D animated bullshit. I don't personally like that. I understand that hand-drawing things is more expensive. And I guess I'm an asshole for expecting them to, like, spend money to make their show. The things I want, I guess, are not realistic. Fucking sue me. I've seen some of the designs, and yeah, I agree that that's a neat idea. A lot of the alternate history stuff that they're doing in it has neat concepts behind it. I will say, though, I hate what they're doing with the... And it's like, leave it to me to zero in on just one stupid thing that doesn't matter. I fucking hate all of the mobile suit ankles in G-Quux. I hate them. I loathe them. I can tell they were super proud of the design change that they made. I can tell they thought it was cool as shit, and it makes me want to throw up in my mouth. It's so fucking ugly. I can tell they're proud of it because they feature it so heavily in so many shots. And I hate it. They look so spindly and crappy. They're like this weird double-jointed gimbal thing. And I'm much more of a fan of the classic Kunio Okawara design, where he very wisely was like, you know what we can do instead of designing complex mechanical ankles? Is just put skirting over the ankles and literally never show them. And that was the right fucking answer. Because as soon as you show me that ankle joint, my engineering brain kicks in and I go, that doesn't make any sense. That seems like a terrible idea. But if you just cover it up with skirting, then my brain can go, oh, they've thought of some wacky joint that I haven't thought of, and I can't possibly say that it's wrong because I literally can't see it. Bodacious pie. Excuse me. Hello to you as well. Tell us how you really feel. It's the worst thing. That lovingly made, very cool show that a lot of people enjoy is terrible and they're wrong to enjoy it. And if you like it, I'm going to find out where you live and I'm going to come to your house and... No, please. Okay, I'm just going to stop right there. I'm not actually threatening anybody. I'm not going to come to your house. I mean, I might come to your house. If you, like, invite me, you know, and you're like, hey, Thunderhead, like, come over. I got some mead that you might enjoy. I'll be like, yeah, sure, I'll come over to your house. And then I'll berate you for liking things that suck. And also, probably ignore my opinion, because in the next breath, I'll be like, you know what was pretty cool? I really liked Gundam Requiem for Vengeance, which apparently everyone has decided sucks. Triple D, Martin Minnie's good to see you, man. How you doing? I enjoyed Requiem for Vengeance. I guess I'm just a basic Gundam bitch. I don't know. I hope it gets more. I think I'm more forgiving of the fact that Requiem obviously uses 3D for everything, because it uses 3D for everything. Like, that's the style. You know? So, like, the fact that the Gundam is entirely a 3D model is fine because it fits the animation style. Whether it's cheaper or not, I don't care as much in that case. It's when other things are hand-drawn and then suddenly... And you can tell they, like, kind of animate over the 3D a little bit, but it doesn't work. Like, my brain still can tell that what you did was you animated a 3D model. Stop trying to fucking tell me that this is hand-drawn. It isn't. Of course, they're not trying to tell me that, but, you know. Look, I'm trying to have problems with things that are objectively good, okay? Just fucking bear with me. So I dislike G-Quux because it doesn't cater to my very, very specific desires. So I can never get what I want. Never get what I want. All I want is a remake of the second season of Iron-Blooded Orphans that isn't total bullshit. I can't get that. Fuck me, right? Yeah, I said it. Iron-Blooded Orphans Season 2 was bullshit. I would not even remotely dislike Iron-Blooded Orphans Season 2 if Season 1 wasn't so goddamn good. If they had just made a shitty show from the very beginning, I wouldn't care. I'd be like, yeah, it all sucks. Who gives a crap? Just enjoy the parts that are fun. But no, they made a fantastic season and then followed it up with trash. It's exactly like Downton Abbey. Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphans is exactly like Downton Abbey. One season of fucking magic. One season of just brilliance. Banger after fucking banger. Every episode better than the last, culminating in a fucking acting-gasm. And then a second season that was like, ah, shit, I guess we gotta make this. Ah, fuck you. You know what, while I'm at it, I'm gonna throw another show you probably like on this pie. Are you ready for it? You ready for me to to tell you how wrong you are? Westworld Season 2 is dog shit. Yeah, that's right. That's my bold, hot take on a show that's like fucking 10 years old that nobody cares about and everyone agrees went downhill. Oh, okay. I got you, Hamburg. Thank you. Downton Abbey Season 1 was fucking great. You watch your mouth. Alaric, my boy, I love you dearly. I do. And your opinion on many things is spot on. But you'll forgive me if I'm not coming to you for your takes on BBC drama series. That's my job. I have refusal over Downton Abbey. Yeah, I guarantee that has never happened before. Oh shit, I missed an entire side. It's like, ooh, did I get everything? No. You doth refuse my batch-all. Or in Alaric's case, his bitch-all. Get it? You guys get it? It's pretty witty. It's okay if you don't get it. I mean, my sense of humor is pretty, advanced. Fucking heard me. Am I eventually gonna pay for my boldness? I mean, yeah, sure. Oh shit, is anybody watching Murderbot? I just discovered this. I mean, like, I say just like it's old or something. It literally started coming out just a couple of weeks ago. This Alexander Skarsgård show on Apple TV Plus. Apple TV Plus, which, by the way, having dropped almost all my streaming services, because most of them are dog shit at this point, Apple TV Plus is the one that continually surprises and rewards me for keeping it. They have some of the best prestige television currently being produced on that channel, and I highly recommend that you just, like, grab, I don't know, like a week trial or whatever to check some shit out on there. Watch Greyhound with Tom Hanks. It's fucking great. Check out Silo with Rebecca Ferguson. It's fantastic. Check out Mythic Quest with Rob McElhenney. Also great. But watch Murderbot with Alexander Skarsgård. It is really interesting. It's about like a security android that successfully hacks its own behavior governor, but then it doesn't really like want to do anything. So then it spends its time just trying to not let people know that it has hacked its behavior governor. And because it can make its own choices, all it really wants to do is stand there and watch television. So it just downloads like the collective television streams of all of mankind and just watches shows and generally bemoans the fact that it has to serve human beings, and it's very amusing. I guess because I feel represented by the murder bot. All I really want to do is watch TV. And everyone just leave me alone so I can watch some fucking TV. How long until you watch seasons 1 and 2 of Hell of a Boss to shit on my exceedingly positive opinion of that show's growth, huh? So I'm aware of Hell of a Boss, and what's... Hell of a Boss, and what's the other one? Is it another show? Is it from the same creators? Is it in the same universe? Has Been Hotel? I will not comment on the quality of any of it because I haven't watched any of it, but I look at Has Been Hotel and I look at it and I feel like I don't feel like this is marketed towards me. It doesn't have the hook that would draw me in. I will say on the subject of animation, I did recently finally get around to watching Creature Commandos, which I enjoyed thoroughly, which convinced me that I do actually probably need to watch the Harley Quinn show, which, of course, Sumitha right now is pulling out his fucking teeth, because I clearly should have watched that by now. Alright, let's try digging in with some khaki and see what happens. I know, Sumitha, I know. Creature Commandos was very, very fun. Also, guys, and Dulcible, if you're still here, I'd love your opinion on this. Superman? James Gunn's Superman? Yeah, uh-huh. Yeah? Sorry, I'm running my paint mixer, so it's like buzzing. Can you guys hear that? Can you hear the paint mixer, or is it successfully being edited out of the background noise? Oh, fantastic. And then it's just a horrible sound that I have to deal with, and you guys get to be ignorant of. How fun. Like so many things in my life. Excuse me, that is a paint personal massager. Thank you very much. That happens, Panda. You know, sometimes you're just into certain forms of entertainment, sometimes you're not. I've struggled to play video games for the last few years, and not like in a depressed, I don't like things I used to like way, but just in a like nothing grabs me anymore kind of way. Really enjoying watching some prestige TV though. Prestige television like Creature Commandos. Very highbrow. Just doing this over a smaller area. Leaving a lot of the yellow and the brown. I think that'll look pretty good. If your wife's office building gets destroyed. Yeah, it's... somebody was mentioning it's a very recognizable location that they're shooting a lot of those Metropolis shots in. I have no reason to hate on Superman. I think it looks entertaining, and I'm looking forward to it. I am daring to hope. I feel like James Gunn is the right choice. I feel like between the Suicide Squad and Creature Commandos, he has demonstrated quite a lot. And I mean, also, you have to take into account, obviously, Guardians of the Galaxy. He has an appreciation for these stories that just wasn't present in a lot of the cynical bullshit that we got out of, like, Zack Snyder. I am not a Snyder fan. even just broadly speaking, I'm not a huge Snyder fan. I like a few of the projects that he did, but overall, he's like Frank Miller, like a less talented Frank Miller for me. And admittedly, yes, he also ripped off a lot of Frank Miller's storylines for his DC work, but in the sense that he looks at these superhero properties and he immediately wants to deconstruct them because he's like, no man, that's not how it would go. Superman would probably like punch people's brains out of their skulls or something. Oh, people would treat him as a god. And it's like, dude, that's not what the fucking story's about. That's not what the fucking story's about. I know that it's what you want to make, but I don't fucking give a shit about what you want to make, Snyder. You also want to make Rebel Moon. You remember Rebel Moon? Does anyone remember Rebel Moon? Like, really, does anyone remember? Because I watched both parts and I don't remember any of it. If you've seen Rebel Moon, please call this number. Oh, I'm sorry, Sumatha. I probably missed it. I apologize, Sumatha. I almost certainly missed it, and I don't have my wireless mouse. So if you want me to read it, please send it to me in Discord. I apologize. I'm just like, I have none of the shit that I should have right now. Oh, I missed a spot. That's okay. I'll get it later. Hey, what's up, Skelly? How you doing? Details? Hell no. I just remember that it exists, and I'm sad. I remember a very, very long sequence of Shimon Hanshu harvesting wheat. I think there was a robot. And then either the plot was such a ripoff of Star Wars that I can't tell the difference, or I just got bored and started watching a Star Wars movie. I cannot recall which of those two things is true. I think it probably doesn't matter. I know, someone's gonna chime in with, actually, he pitched that movie originally as a Star Wars movie and they said no. Yeah, it's fucking obvious that he did that. Holy shit. Triple D Martin Minis, thanks, man. Speaking of sexy work, I think I haven't been following your Instagram. This man's been making some crazy fucking models lately. Crazy fucking models lately. Scarecrow, EXE. I should be celebrating. This is the part where I go, Scarecrow, oh my god, it's so cool, you followed me. But you know what the truth is? I'm a little disappointed you hadn't followed me yet. I know I haven't been streaming. And you haven't come over to follow me? I see how it is. I see how it is, Scarecrow. I'll remember that. I followed you. Wait, did I? Can someone with access to my account please check to see if I followed Scarecrow? I really hope I did, because otherwise it's going to be very embarrassing. And thank you for saying so, by the way, Triple D Martin Minis. All of these STLs are going to be available on the site soon. All these pieces of terrain can currently be purchased in pre-painted form from Gale Force 9 under the Battlefield in a Box line, potentially at your local friendly gaming store. Right now. But the STLs to print your own will be available soon. Some of them are available now. I hate me too. Fucking Eeyore over here. How you doing, Scarecrow? Dude, it was such a fucking pleasure to meet you at Adepticon. This guy Scarecrow. Okay, shoutouts are just built in to Twitch, right? That's a thing? Is that a thing now? Can someone give one to Scarecrow? And probably a bunch of other people should get one, but he's the first person that I thought of since I've been back, so congratulations, Scarecrow. You get the first shouting out, assuming anyone does that. Assuming anyone listens to me. I don't have a keyboard right now, so What's the old... Is there like a... Can we do like an analog version of a shout out? I'm just going to shout you out. I'm just going to go, Scarecrow! There, I shouted. Outward, you see. So yeah. Yeah, Dulcie, I didn't see you at all, bro. In fairness, there were a lot of people I didn't get a chance to see actually at Adepticon. It was a little wild this year. There were so many more people. I fully confess to being fairly antisocial a lot of the time. Oh, you weren't there? Oh, fuck. Sorry. I assumed you were there and I just didn't see you. Fuck. I just admitted to being a bastard instead of just bemoaning your lack of presence. Shit! I just admitted that I thought you were there and I didn't seek you out. Oh, what a fuck I am. Popping those gift subs, you maniac. Back 40 Gamer, thank you also for the resub. Folks, thank you guys. Thank you. Thank you all so much. Thank you for making a man feel welcome. How you doing, Scarecrow? It is good to see you again, brother. Avoided the fuck out of him. I wasn't even there and he was avoiding me. That's how much he avoided me. Holy shit. I avoided you so much that I personally made sure you couldn't go. That's how avoided you were. It's a madhouse. Oh my god. The next few streams are going to be so much of this, you guys. So much just dry brushing. Thankfully, once we get past the brickwork and move on to the finer work, a lot more of the fun details are going to start to pop out. Yeah, Dulcie, you were so missed. I missed you so much. I looked everywhere for you, bro. If it's any consolation, there genuinely were some people at Adepticon that I did avoid, and you were not among them. Even though you weren't there. You too, Skelly. It's always nice to see Skelly. I think this color overall is going to work out pretty well. It looks sandstony enough, wouldn't you say? I might do one last round of highlights with like an ivory, just really, really light. Definitely got to print out the new version, because the brickwork on these sections is so much better on the new versions. But, you know, I have this one printed, and it's a lot of fucking resin, so I'm gonna paint it. I'm tired of holding this with one hand, so I'm going to finish this later and work on some smaller pieces, because goddamn. It's a big chunk of resin. Look at the inside of this fucking thing. This isn't solid. These are hollow. They just have bottoms on them. But still, it's a lot of resin. A lot of people this year, I didn't know who they were. Well, I mean, but Alaric, most of the people you met, you were just there to fucking brutalize and destroy all their hopes and dreams. Fucking people are like, I went to Adepticon this year and I played Battletech and I met Alaric Kerensky and it was so exciting. And Alaric's like, I don't know his name. I just know the mewling sound that he made when I took his life. I know is what he sounds like when he begs for mercy. For you, the day that Alaric Kerensky destroyed your mech was the most important day of your life. But for me, it was Tuesday. Oh, fantastic, Skelly. I'd love to see it. time is it? Okay, I got time. I'm going no later than 8:30. I figure another hour, because I'm actually, like, I have a sleep schedule right now, and I'm actually pulling it off. Over the next week, I plan to do at least one more stream. I'm going to try to establish 2 regular days of the week to come back and start doing painting streams again. And once that is established, then I will go ahead and let you guys know when the next storm report is going to be so you can get your entries in, because I do want to catch up on what everybody's been doing. But baby steps, baby steps. I still got to, like, get my bot and my commands working properly. This shit's crazy. Sleep schedule? What's that like? You know what? New and exciting. That's what it's like. And on occasion, depressing. Less depressing than realizing that it's suddenly fucking 4 AM and I've been playing a game I don't particularly like. Which that was my life before. Tackle, grackle! A grackle, a spackle. Grackles are those ones, they sound like fucking robots, right? Isn't that? Am I thinking of the right bird? I'm pretty sure grackles either are or sound like machines. They sound mechanical. I find it very unsettling. And thus I find this raid very unsettling. Spackle Grackle, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in. I think they sound like friends. Confirmed. Or a fucking robot. I knew it. I fucking knew it. Boyos, welcome in. Spackle Grackle, welcome. Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome to the stream. I think it's the first time I've seen you. That's not a name that I recognize. I hope you had a good stream. Please do feel free to raid and run. I know a lot of the time, once we get to the end of a stream, we are eager to go do literally anything else. But if you're around for a moment, I wouldn't mind knowing what you were working on. I assume painting. Now that we have this painting in minis, or whatever the fuck it's called, gory, on Twitch, very exciting. It's literally the first time I've been able to stream to the category. Last time I streamed, it didn't exist. Started streaming like 5 months back. Welcome, my friend. I hope you've been having a hell of a time. Painting on Twitch is, I find pretty fucking gratifying. If nothing else, it makes sure that I'm at the table and actually doing things from time to time. I've seen a grackle steal French fries from an occupied table. Bold sons of bitches. I've seen a grackle raid into my stream with 6 people. Beat that. Oh, but you can't. What were you painting, Grackle? I have to know. I'm not going to be able to sleep until I know. Working on an orc diorama with some orcs jumping out of the warp in a shock jump dragster and smashing into some rattling. Okay, that does sound like fun. Orc shit's always amusing, though. Do orcs still have the shock attack gun? Is that a thing? I'm so behind the times. I know their army list has changed like a bajillion times since that model fucking came out, but I always loved that one. I just love the idea of a weapon that teleports a crazed, like, pants-shitting grot inside somebody's ribcage. I also have a car that shock jumps itself through the warp, which I assume is the one that you're painting. I'm gonna have to check this out. You got pictures of it someplace? You got like an Insta or something like that? Of course, I'm gonna ask you for your Insta, and you're gonna put it in chat, and I'm gonna be like, "How cool!" And then I won't be able to click on it because I fucking don't know where my wireless mouse is. I do want to see it though. Somebody post Grackle's fucking Insta to Discord so I can look at it later. Please. Please, chat, make up for my various and shocking inadequacies. Have mercy. Have mercy, chat. Chat, have mercy. Ooh, that should be on a t-shirt. That's good. I like that. I like that. That's pretty fucking good. That's clever. Like, nobody's ever thought of that. Oh my god. Is whip stuff cool on Insta? Fuck yeah, man. Dude, like 90% of painting that gets posted on Insta is not only work in progress, but work in progress that will never actually be finished. That's just the nature of the beast, baby. Thank you, Panda. You're very helpful. And sweet, and kind, and patient. And understanding. Dab, 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 dab. Dab, 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 dab. Dab, 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 dab. Keep going, keep going. Use some washes to add some more color in here later on. When's our next movie night? That's a great question, Dulcie. What do we want to watch? What do we want to watch? Dulcibel, have you ever seen... I might have asked you this already, and I'll feel like an asshole if I did, but I'm going to ask anyway. Dulcibel, have you seen The Kid Detective? It's not a movie I would recommend to everyone, but I feel like you would like it if you haven't seen it. I feel like you're a movie guy. That makes finding it easy, Grackle. I appreciate that. Left a couple of messages in Discord, another subject, and you set up LCAR's displays and the monitors behind. That's a fucking good idea, bro. I hadn't thought of that, but that's a good idea. We were gonna watch Streets of Fire for the past 2 years. Well, then we need to fucking... Well, in fairness, we were talking about a different movie night. Evan Morgan. If it's an Evan Morgan movie, okay, the name is not ringing any bells. Director, writer, possibly. That's not the star. And embarrassingly, I can't remember the writer director. You've seen it? Okay, yeah, director then. Cool. You've seen it? Okay, fantastic. Did you like it? Because I fucking love that movie. As far as being a fan of The Craft goes. Not the movie The Craft, which I do have a soft spot for, admittedly. Gotta get over the new platform fear. Dude, I fucking feel that one, man. I feel like an alien on social media. Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to find some... Alright, Dulcie, how about... You know what? How about Dinner in America? You seen that shit? I gotta find something to impress my cinephile friend Dulcie. So he thinks I'm cool and smart. Yes! Oh, I went to see Sinners in theaters. I've been to the theaters more often recently than I have in a long time, actually. Sinners was fucking great. Sinners was like... Okay, now I am going to drop a little bit of a hot take that somebody's going to fucking rage quit the stream over. I don't particularly like most Quentin Tarantino movies. I won't sit here and go, they're bad. They're not bad by any stretch of the imagination. He really doesn't make bad movies, and anyone saying otherwise is just completely up their own ass. I just don't like them. Most of the time. Not all the time. Some of his early work is, like, really fucking good. Sinners felt like all the best parts of Quentin Tarantino with none of the shit that drives me crazy. If that makes sense. Sinners was fantastic. I was not expecting it. I went to see it solely because it was like a genuinely original film in a time where everything in theaters is a remake or a sequel or a spiritual successor or an adaptation or blah 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 blah. In a time where the Minecraft movie is defining the movie-going experience, I was like, I need to go see fucking something. Something original. And I was not disappointed. Sinners was fantastic. I liked Michael B. Jordan in it. And I liked Michael B. Jordan in it. I'm sorry, I have to make fun of any movie where one actor plays multiple roles. It always makes me laugh. Back when I had cable TV and there was nothing else on, I watched one of his movies, but I didn't ever actually actively choose to watch them. And again, like his older shit was like really good. Sinners 2, Sin Harder. I'd be fucking impressed if they made that work. I wouldn't. I would die inside. And outside. I would just die. It's just regular old death. Last one I saw was A24 Nosferatu. Also, fucking excellent. Fucking excellent. Alright, Dulcie, are we hyped for 28 years later? Are we suitably hyped? The Sinners cinematic universe. Fucking Michael B. Jordan with his, like, kid and play haircut that he had in the last scene. Or what is that? Like a cameo. Is that what that haircut's called? I admit I cracked up a little bit when I saw that. I mean, it was era appropriate. I just thought it was funny. Because, you know, the late 80s and early 90s were funny. 28 decades later. Splendid Brush, good to see you. Dude, I'm hyped for 28 years later. I have a major soft spot for 28 Days Later. There's so many things about that movie that make it just super fucking unique and interesting. Early Alex Garland. Alex Garland's probably one of my favorite writer-directors. That man seemingly can do no wrong, with the notable exception of the movie Men, which I don't think that he did wrong, but it did make me very uncomfortable. Which, again, is not strictly wrong, but it also did make me very uncomfortable. 8 Days Later is fucking awesome, and it has provenance. You know, it has so many unique aspects to it. Like, for instance, you will never, ever, ever see an HD or 4K remaster of 28 Days Later. It will never happen. It is a physical fucking impossibility. Because they shot that shit on digital handycams. Which is crazy. That sort of shitty early 2000s digital look that it has, that's just what it looks like. Forever. Which I think is kind of cool. 28 pixels later. Yeah, that's all they had. Oh shit, have you really? I gotta get that from you. I'm like fucking like 10 minutes away from you now, Sumitha. It's fucking stupid. You know, Dulce, I'm really like, I don't, it's not like I dislike Wes Anderson, but his style very rarely speaks to me. There are definitely Wes Anderson movies that I have watched and enjoyed, and I appreciate what he does, but I do not get particularly excited for them. I think I probably will at some point, just like whenever it's available on streaming. I do watch most Wes Anderson movies, but they're not like, I don't get like excited about them. Return that Brood War CD any day now. Fucking Brood War. And the Tall Geese model kit. Yeah, I do want that. I want that desperately. I will admit that I do feel a certain almost obligation to watch it, Dulcie, just because, like I said before, you know, living in the era of remakes and soft reboots and sequels and legacy sequels, like, I don't know, I feel like if I don't watch it, I'm not putting my money where my mouth is. I'm out here like, why aren't there more like original movies made by auteur directors, and one comes out and I just don't watch it? Like, what kind of fucking asshole am I? New Warfare movie, and it just made me sad. I haven't watched that yet. I have not watched that yet. That is on my list. You know what I did go to see? And you may ask yourself, why? In light of everything that I've just said, I went to see Mission Impossible. No, seriously, for real, it's the last one this time, we swear. Why? Why did I go see that movie? It's hard to say. I think I went to see it because I really quite enjoyed Mission Impossible 4, 5, and 6. Ghost Protocol, Rogue Nation. What was the sixth one? That's fair, Dulcie. It's because, like, Mission Impossible 1 was just Mission Impossible 1, and it's a goof fest. It's a fun one, but it's a goof fest. Mission Impossible 2, that's the John Woo movie that has fuck all to do with anything. It's just the John Woo movie. The real Impossible Mission was not making a sequel. The real Impossible Mission is to get Tom Cruise to stop jumping out of planes. For real. And then there was Mission Impossible 3, which was pretty good. But these are all like standalone stories. None of them really had anything to do with one another. They were all different directors, different writers. They just had Tom Cruise in them, and I think Ving Rhames was in it, at least 2 of them. Actually tried to watch the Minecraft movie despite it. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? You should fucking know better than to do that, Sumitha. You have no one to blame but yourself for watching that. You damn fool. But okay, yeah, Mission Impossible 3 was just kind of its own thing. And then, yeah, it was 4, 5, 6 came out. And those were all, that was when Chris McQuarrie sort of took over as the creative lead, as I understand it. So there was, and those 3 movies are actually a connected storyline that is completely separate from everything. Thank you, Deborah Raccoon. Also, Simon Pegg shows up. Not just Simon Pegg, one person who I think is more important than that. And this is a name that might tweak your little niplets, Dulcie. Rebecca Ferguson shows up in 4, and that one is Ghost Protocol. You didn't fucking ask me, Sumitha. That's entirely on you, brother. So, yeah, they did that trilogy. That was, I want to say, Ghost Protocol, Rogue Nation. The third one, I don't remember the name of. But it's like this self-contained trilogy. It's about one storyline. It has really good actors in it. And it fucking wraps up. And the action is some of the best in the entire franchise. If you don't remember any of the movies at all, honestly, just go back and rewatch those 3. They're fucking great. In the last one, that's the one where you've seen the meme where Henry Cavill, like, reloads his arms like a pair of shotguns. That's that movie. It's totally worth watching. It is entertaining as fuck. Jesus. Trimbaria. Okay. Alright. I mean, we can fix this, because I do intend to actually rewatch those 3 movies here pretty soon, because it's been a while, and I probably won't rewatch any of the other ones. Reloads his arms and grows a beard. So, those 3 movies happened, right? And then, I guess they decided they wanted to end the series, so then they did another one called... What was the 7th one called? The one just before. This new one, this latest one, this last one is called Final Reckoning, and the one before it is called... I don't fucking know. It was not very good. And in following, Final Reckoning is also not very good. Final Reckoning... I would say that all of the Mission Impossible movies are pretty stupid. Final Reckoning is very, very stupid. I'm watching this like $200 million movie, and I'm watching serious actors say things like, if he destroys the AI, that will destroy all of cyberspace. And I'm just like, my eyes are rolling so fucking hard that I'm having to like pull them back down. It was fucking painful. Oh my god. Like, even for Mission Impossible, it was really fucking stupid. And the first act is like, it's like watching someone try to tie a bowl of spaghetti together end to end. Because it's just nothing but flashbacks to previous Mission Impossible movies for an hour. For a fucking hour. They're just trying to take disparate elements of Mission Impossible movies and be like, no, they were all part of this one big plot the whole time. And I'm like, no, they weren't. We all know they weren't. That's fucking crazy. And it is almost unwatchable. To the point that, and I swear to God, I very rarely walk out of movies. Very rarely. I can generally name the movies that I have walked out of. I almost got up and left. I was just like, fucking shit. And on top of all that, like, Ving Rhames, like, you could tell. I don't know if Ving Rhames is maybe actually sick. He might be. He looks like shit. He's getting old, too. But it was very clear that he was willing to shoot for one day. He was willing to shoot for one day in 2 locations, and he was fucking out of there. And they did what they could with that, but it was rough. I didn't even bother to go see that one, Dulcie. I heard that it was bad. I won't sit here and say that, like, I knew it was going to be terrible. I just didn't have much interest in it, but I heard that it was fucking bad. But I stayed in the theater. It's a 3-hour movie. And I said, you know what? The action scenes later are gonna make up for this. And I was right. I was right, because Act 2 is like a completely different fucking movie. It has awesome set pieces, it has great cinematography, it has amusing and charming choreography and camera work. It brings back elements from Mission Impossible 1 that I actually thought were pretty cute and fun. Like, it's just a different fucking movie. Act 2 and 3 was not as good as 2, but it was still pretty fun. If only because Isai Morales got to... The plot makes so little sense that Isai Morales may as well have just been a dark wizard. They could have said that at any point in the movie. We have to stop him because he's a dark wizard. And I would have been like, sure. Fuck, sure, why not? Maybe he is. It made as much sense as anything else that was going on. Rockin' Robin, good to see you, man. Welcome in. Yeah, the old guy sitting in the chair. Yeah, it was like any movie that Cameron Mitchell did in the latter third of his career. Like, they just shoot from his lazy boy in his living room. I did see Mickey 17, Grey Mail. I have thoughts on it. I wanted to like it much more than I actually did like it. It was like 2 completely separate good movies that were combined into one okay movie. Like, the plots were at complete odds with one another, and it was very confusing in that sense. I wanted to like the first movie, and I wanted to like the second movie, but I struggled to like the movie that both of them mashed together into. I haven't seen The Gorge. That's on Apple TV Plus, isn't it? I literally just renewed my subscription to Apple TV Plus so I could watch Murderbot and Fountain of Youth, and I saw The Gorge on there, but I have not watched it yet. Legally, sure. Look out, boys, we got some edge in here. Yeah, I would agree with that, Grey Mail. That was definitely, what's the director's name? Bong Soon-ho? That was his fuck you movie. Because he made all the money in the world with Parasite. And personally, I fucking love it when that happens. I love it when a writer-director makes a movie that's just, like, crazy fucking popular and critically acclaimed. And makes, like, a billion fucking dollars. Because every now and then... Well, not every now and then. Inevitably, after that happens, studios are willing to write that director a blank check. And every now and then, that director spends that blank check on pure fucking insanity. Mickey 17 was, I think, Bong Soon-ho's fuck you movie. It's just a movie where he had complete creative control to do whatever he wanted and be as completely indulgent as he wanted to be. I'm sad that it didn't end up being like, I watched For All Mankind. I'm a big Ronald D. Moore fan, Sumitha. You better believe I'm watching For All Mankind. Ronald Moore is my fucking jam. Malignant. Bungleford's negative charisma. Oh my god, welcome in. Not the best movie I've ever seen, but I really, really liked it. I'll have to check it out. I feel like if Dulcie says he really liked it, that means I should probably watch it. What's the director? James Wan, who did like Insidious and all those stupid fucking spooky movies that everybody loves so much, and he made bajillions of dollars, and he made Aquaman, which literally made $1 billion somehow. I don't understand how, but it did. And he got a blank check, and he decided he was gonna make Malignant, and I fucking love Malignant. It is so batshit crazy. It is one of those movies where, like, you know it's a blank check movie because when you watch it, you're like, no fucking way. No fucking way in a million years would any studio look at this script and say, yes, we're going to invest our money in this. This was a case where they said, we're going to invest our money in this, and then he came up with the script and was like, this is what we're making. Because holy goddamn. It was the greatest remake of, like, Frank Henenlotter's Basket Case I've ever seen in my life. It's so fucking crazy. I don't know if he was serious. I don't know if he was kidding. I don't know if it matters. It's just it's a miracle that it exists. For the record, I do recommend watching it. If you haven't seen it, go watch James Wan's Malignant. Just watch it. Just take it in. Open your heart and accept the fucking madness. If nothing else, take joy in knowing that, like think about the producers when you're watching that movie. Think about the soulless, money-grubbing film producers who dumped tens of millions of dollars into that project and then watched it for the first time, and just imagine their hearts dropping to the bottoms of their stomachs as they're like, oh god, what have I done? It's like watching someone pile money up and just light it on fire. I fucking loved it. And whether he was joking or serious, I don't even care. God bless James Wan for making that fucking movie. You know what it is? It's the Freddy Got Fingered phenomenon. Do we collectively in chat, do we remember Tom Green and Freddy Got Fingered? Do we remember this film? Most of us probably haven't thought about it in a long time. I'm not going to sit here and say you should go watch Freddy Got Fingered, because really, you probably... My jewels! I had to spend all that money on the jewels! I like you, Grackle. Freddy Got Fingered, what it is, what the plot is, does not matter. Who's in it doesn't really matter. What it was Tom Green in the late 90s had the Tom Green Show. And it was sort of very, very early, quirky, late night, adult alt comedy. Like before Eric Andre and shit like that became popular. And it was irreverent and wacky and just fucking stupid and largely offensive. And that was kind of why it was appealing. And Tom Green became very, very popular with the kids. The youth really like that Tom Green fella. I'm picturing like the producers sitting around in a smoky boardroom like, oh, you know, my son's been watching that Tom Green. He really likes that guy. The kids like that Tom Green. We should write him a check and have him make us a movie. People who never watched his show wrote him a goddamn check to make a movie, is basically what happened. And what Tom Green did, very intentionally, is the metaphorical equivalent of taking all that money and putting it in a big fucking pile and just lighting it on fire. very much on purpose. The entire movie is a big metaphorical middle finger to everyone who produced the film. And in that way, it is brilliant. The actual content is, whether that's worth consuming or not, is perhaps a matter of taste. But the existence of the film is beautiful. Ooh, Gentlemen Broncos. I've heard good things and I haven't watched it. I feel like a bit of a Philistine admitting that, considering how beloved it is. Yeah, like in the plot of the movie is literally, yes, thank you, Grackle. The plot of the movie is also that Tom Green, the character Tom Green, gets a bunch of money and wastes it. The movie in which Tom Green takes a bunch of money and wastes it, the plot is that Tom Green gets a bunch of money and wastes it, buying his jewels. He had to buy his jewels. And Rip Torn's there, too. For some reason. Proud. So proud. And then he blasts his father with elephant semen. Towards the end of the film. I did enjoy Napoleon Dynamite back when it came out. That's not one that I would like go back to in a perennial sense, but I did enjoy that little snapshot of weirdness. I like strange things, even if they're not necessarily good. Just the fact that they exist pleases me. My god, Sumitha. Okay. Let me preface my comments on... Actually, I'm curious about this. Dulcibel, have you watched Dune Prophecy? Have you watched Dune Prophecy? I'd love to know what you think about Dune Prophecy. On the subject of watching money burn. I made it 1.5 episodes in, and I could not watch anymore. I was astonished at how much money they spent on something that is such an unambiguously unwatchable piece of shit. And if anyone in here likes the show and feels offended at my comments, I apologize for the strength of my comments. I don't intend to pass judgment on you. It is just kind of like, if you just enjoy it in the sense of like, it's some kind of schlocky sci-fi. Like, I guess it is. Goddamn. You know what the problem is, that as I watched it, all I could think of was the first time that I picked up, what's Frank Herbert's talentless son's name? That feckless, idiotic, donkey-brained dipshit that owns the rights to Dune and wrote several books. What is his fucking name? Brian Herbert. Brian Herbert will never watch my stream. But just in case this video somehow makes it to Brian Herbert, fuck you. Fuck you. You talentless, idiotic, fucking just coattail riding, unoriginal piece of shit. Fuck you, Brian Herbert. And that's my opinion on Dune Prophecy. Kind of indirectly. And all the books that Brian Herbert wrote. I can remember the precise moment that I realized just how bad a writer he was. I don't remember which book it was. It was one of the Dune books that he wrote, and there was a trial going on, and in the trial he described a judge banging his laser gavel to Brian Herbert. God damn it. Oh, hold on. Forced compliment for Dune Prophecy? I'm going to surprise you. I'm going to surprise you, Dulcibel. I'm going to surprise you. Are you ready? I have to think of the actor's name first. Fuck, what's his name? I should know his name. I say it all the time. Someone help me out. He's in Raised by Wolves. He played Ragnar Lothbrok in Vikings. Not Mark Strong. I would go gay for Mark Strong. That may not be politically correct, but I would do it. Travis Fimmel. Thank you. I fucking love Travis Fimmel. Travis Fimmel stars in it, and Travis Fimmel's performance is impeccable in that way that Travis Fimmel's character performance always is. He just plays himself, and I love every goddamn second of it. So that's my compliment to Dune Prophecy. They cast Travis Fimmel. He was the most watchable aspect of it, by far. It did, however, also... My opinion of Dune Prophecy may be colored by the fact that so many elements of it are reminiscent of the far superior show, which was also on HBO, Raised by Wolves, which was canceled by that cocksucker David Zaslav in the Discovery merger, which also starred Travis Fimmel. Except it was fucking good. And I deeply resent that it got canceled after 3 seasons. Not only did it get canceled after 3 seasons, they removed it from their streaming service, and I had to hunt down the Blu-rays of the existing seasons just so that I could have them to rewatch. Damn right it feels original. Oh my god, it was original. It is fucking bizarre is what it is, and I love that about it. I have no idea where the plot for Raised by Wolves was going. No, you're right, Sumitha, 2 seasons. It ends with Travis Fimmel wearing the helmet floating upside down in front of the tree that was a dragon at one point. I'm trying to recall the plot, and it's going to make me bleed out of my fucking ears. That's the show with the golden lady that screams at people and their skin comes off. Dude, watch it. Even unfinished, it's totally worth watching. The actor who plays Father is so fucking likable. I mean, Mother is also quite charming, but Father is the best. If you didn't even finish... You didn't finish season 1. You didn't even get to the part where a robot gives birth to a space snake. And some part of you might be thinking, oh, that'll make sense when I get to it. Nope. No, it won't. It's just gonna happen. I enjoy Raised by Wolves a lot. I feel like Raised by Wolves is... All the weird navel-gazing that Ridley Scott tried to do in, like, Alien Covenant and Prometheus, which was ill-suited to those movies. Like, the questions he raises in those movies are interesting. Ridley Scott sort of wants to talk a lot about, like, creation and the creator and the relationship between man and God and the mind of God and the meaning of life if you are a creation versus if you are a creator. And I'm not even articulating it well. It's very navel-gazy. And it was ill-suited to the Alien franchise. It fit very awkwardly into movies like Prometheus and Alien Covenant because it had pre-existing lore, and I didn't much care for it. But in the context of Raised by Wolves, it actually fit really well because that was the entire fucking premise. And it was not competing with its own lore for, like, space and recognition. Damn, I love Raised by Wolves. Fuck, I'm gonna want to rewatch that. I'm gonna put on an episode of Raised by Wolves after this stream. That's what I'm gonna do. More than anything, it just felt like a show that, like, didn't give a shit if you liked it or not. It was just like, we're just gonna do crazy shit. I don't really care if you can keep up with it. Oh, I'm unfortunately familiar with that. Yeah. Unfortunately familiar with Velma just because I like Glenn Howerton, and I know he played Freddy, and that unfortunately led to me watching some of it, and I regret that. I regret that quite a lot, actually. See, it's true. We didn't miss a beat. I stopped streaming for a while, I come back, I'm immediately just bitching about the movies that I don't like. It's like I never left. Electric State was the Netflix... Okay, I never watched the Electric State. I've seen the little screen, the little come and get you for it. Netflix exclusive movie with $320 million? I did not know that it cost $300 million. Spackle Grackle, thank you so much for the follow, brother. Dude, thank you for the raid. Thank you for sticking around. Thank you for knowing some of the stupid, obscure shit that I like to talk about. And thank you so much for the follow. $320 million. Oh my god. Okay. Knowing what you know about my film tastes and the fact that I actually take some enjoyment from certain bad movies in certain ways, particularly when it is like watching money just burn, would I enjoy watching it? Not enjoy it like this is a good movie, but enjoy it like how in the fuck did anyone think this was gonna work? I don't disagree, Sumitha. It was truly unfortunate, and it lowered my level of respect for Mindy Kaling several rungs, which is really unfortunate because she's actually written quite a few good things. But that's what happens. Sort of like, you know, what I've been talking about with the fuck you movies and the blank checks. I think she got not quite a blank check, but she did get finally the opportunity to helm something of her own, and it turns out what she wants to do is terrible. That happens. That happens sometimes. Sometimes a director is allowed to do whatever they want, and what they want to do is just awful. Dude, yeah, you don't fucking, like, you've been streaming. Please, go take care of yourself, for the love of God. Thank you for hanging out. It's a terrible movie. The cast is stacked. The acting isn't great. You can enjoy watching it solely for the meme of saying you did. You know what? Is it a good second monitor movie for that purpose? Because I'll, you know, my fucking ADHD, for whatever reason, thrives when I've got some bullshit on my second monitor. I think I got through the khaki on everything. I think I just got through all the basic dry brushing that I wanted to do tonight, you guys. Wow. That's pretty cool. Look at me go. I mean, there's more dry brushing to do, and I have a bunch more buildings, but this is literally what I set out to do tonight, was these 2 rounds of dry brushing on these buildings, and I think I did it. Hey! How about that? We got a lot more to go. We got different buildings, we got, like, fucking... what I've been painting are 2 buildings, and then the big civil depot thing. We've got this one in 3 versions, we've got this one in 3 versions, we've got another one in 3 versions... We've got the defense bastions, we've got the fucking orbital lasers, like, we have a lot to paint. We have the roads to do. I'm going to be doing this for a while, but this is a solid start. I'm building a whole fucking city, because you know what? I designed the whole city, the least I can do is print and paint it. Wish I could scroll up. Fuck. You know what? Hold on, I have an answer. Just like that. That's pretty slick, huh? It could be slicker. We can do better. You know, with a little time, a little effort. At least I don't have to unplug the mic and move it from one stand to another anymore. I just swing it on this boom arm and it goes from one spot to the next. Is there something on the side of my head? What is that? Oh. That's a patch of short hair that I completely missed when I was shaving my head. Isn't that attractive? Look at that. It's just like this weird little muffin patch I got on the side of my head. That's pretty cool. Neat trick, senor. Thank you, Troyambaria. Seamless. Seamless. Well, you know what? We'll get it smoother. We'll work on it. We'll get to a point where I can just fucking swing around and like hit a button and like the screen moves in the same direction that I'm moving, so it's like I turn and like the scene goes zoom vroom and like just right with my head. Oh, it's gonna be fucking awesome. We'll time the sound effects and shit. You know? We'll get some of the the sound effects they use for like LucasArts, like when Indiana Jones punches somebody, so it switches and it's like, you know, every time Indiana Jones punches somebody, it sounds like a fucking gunshot. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. The foot buttons. I should have some foot buttons. It's a good idea. Oh my god, seriously, I can't believe this is bugging the shit out of me. This little patch of hair on the side of my head that I didn't know I had. I'm so embarrassed. Yeah, I blew the fucking mic out with the power of Indiana Jones. Miss the good old days. The ILM days, back when people had to try to make sound effects, Panda. Now they just plug it into a fucking AI and they're like, make it sound like a laser beam. Madness. Madness. I'm not going to go into my anti-AI rant. That's not going to interest anybody. I'll do that later. I'll save that. I'll save that for a later stream. I'll save that for 5 later streams. I'll save that for 5 minutes of every stream for the next year. That sounds realistic, right? Alright. Guys and gals, locusts, and gentlemechs. Yeah, don't waste it all today. Dead Egg Vandal, it's good to see you. Creativity's been on a decline now. We have a scapegoat for it. I'm not even gonna argue. I'm not even gonna argue with that. I gotta go get ready for bed. I'm gonna put on an episode of Raised by Wolves while I do that because y'all got me thinking about it. I am anticipating another stream later this week. Maybe Friday night. It's going to depend on how things shape up, and as far as a schedule goes, I'm looking to establish 2 streams a week. I haven't picked the days yet. We're doing baby steps. I still got to do a lot of technical work. I got to get my OBS. I got to get my everything up and running. Not because it's actually like important to the stream, but because I'm incredibly vain, and that makes me feel like I'm in control. God damn it! Y'all are out of your minds. Who's doing what? Is there anybody that we can raid? It's not that late. Raid channel. How does I do a Twitch? How does this work? Who's going? How about people that I'm following? Am I following anybody? Froggenstein. That seems promising. Let me see what he's doing. A bunch of people are going. Alaric's playing Warframe. Froggenstein's painting. Goblin Mulder's playing Hunt Showdown. Rottweiler, Wicked Minis, B1G, Jano. What the fuck is that? Did I follow that person? I should find out who that is. Oh shit, Froggenstein's painting Battletech. I mean, I think that means I'm contractually obligated to raid him, actually. let's go over there. Let's make a little noise. Folks, I do always ask, if you are sticking around for the raid, it always means a lot to us creators here on Twitch. If you do, go ahead and stick around for... Hang on, what is this? Okay, alright, now it's ready to go. I'd always appreciate it if you stick around for just a couple minutes after the raid. You don't have to stick around to watch the channel, but just check it out, see if it's your sort of content. And if you like the content, consider dropping a follow. It really helps discoverability here on Twitch. Thank you guys so much for coming out. This has been an absolute fucking blast. I will be sure to announce the next stream on Discord, Insta, all the socials, all the you know the drill. You know the drill. And you love the drill, don't you? Oh, I'm gonna drill down. I'm gonna drill down deep, baby. Don't you worry about that. All right, let's get the fuck out of here. I'll see you guys later.